What's up, guys? I am here with KTM teammate Adam, and you made top 16 at the finals, European finals, and you played the talk of the town.
Yeah,
So yeah, you made top 16 with the one and only Soul Striker. Amazing. So I've had loads of people asking for this list already. So yeah, let's go ahead.
Let's get into it. Yeah. So first leader, set one leader. Unawakened, you swing, you untap.
Yeah.
Awakened, you untap 2 and draw a card. I'll go into the list and I'll explain like all of the options and why we chose it. So 3 Awakening Talon Pan. We want to awaken really quickly because our leader does not draw on the unawakened side.
Yep.
So the faster we awaken, the faster we generate cards. And it applies a lot of pressure in the early game as well. So this card is amazing. 3 Sensu Beans. We untap when we attack, so we can push the untap further to play more cards. Or if we're playing against an aggro deck, we can play it defensively.
Yeah.
So we have amazing utility with this card. 3 Time Magic. It's there for the sparking negate and the untap. We play a lot of not really like negates, but other ways to stop attacks in the deck, as you'll see. So we didn't need to play 4 of this.
It's a lot of 3s. I mean, usually
there's a lot of 3s in this.
Usually,
yeah.
Bean and D Magic are instant 4s.
Yeah. You'll see a lot of 3s, but the deck space is very tight in this. It's very hard to find space. 1 all too easy. It's a negate. It'll make more sense when you see the burst Goku. We burst cards into the drop, and we have a lot of cards that have effect in the drop. So when we burst, like our grave ends up becoming kind of like a second hand, a second utility for us. 4 Beerus Fickle God. It's the multicolor for our multicolor engine. We'll talk more about that in a second. 3 Objection. We do like to ramp up. We kind of want to play this fairly mid early, but we don't want to be drawing them late game. I found when I was testing, if we were playing 4, a lot of the time in the late game you'd be drawing objections when you really don't want to, because you can't really use it as charge fodder either in the late game, because you have Beerus that you want to charge, and Pan is also quite useless in the late game. So you end up with a lot of cards in hand that you want to charge in the late game, and it gets kind of dead. So we cut this down to 3. We still see it enough, but it's not going to clog in the late game when we need to find cards that are going to do stuff.
Right.
3 Trunks Hope of the Saiyans. When it attacks, you look at the top 3 for Blue Saiyan and add it to hand. It's a 2-drop 15, so you can play this, swing, search the top 3, attack with your leader, untap 2, it's come out for free and it's got you a card. We play the Gogeta package. This searches all of the Gogeta package as well, and it also searches a few side deck cards, which also help us.
Nice.
1 Great Ape Goku. When we burst, we can hit this into grave, banish it from grave for 2, draw 2, attack with our leader, untap. So we've just drawn basically 3 off our leader for nothing. We can combo it 5k defensively if we need to, so we get out of attacks and then we get value off it in the grave as well. So we don't want to play any more because we only ever really want to resolve 1 per game.
Yeah. And
one of the more controversial choices, I think, the Supreme Kai. This is actually one of the reasons why I topped today. There was a lot of aggro. I went in with against a Pan deck. They comboed up to 90k double strike, and I managed to combo out of it because I just kept bouncing their 10ks away and then adding 10k myself. So this essentially becomes 20k combo power by itself. If I play it aggressively, I just draw a card like a normal super combo. If you play against anything like apes or anything that wants to evolve, even if you have more than 4 life, the 4 life or less only applies to 10k. So say they try to evolve and you're still at 8 life, you can combo this, bounce it back, and still draw a card. The only thing you're missing is a 10k combo power, but that doesn't matter anyway because you want to be awakening at that point.
Sometimes just removing their combo is fine.
Yes, yeah. So this is key. This is the best meta call I found for this deck right now. The reason why I topped.
Everyone said it was bad.
Yeah, and they got proved wrong today. So for pushing forward, we want to find this in our opening hand. This is one of the best cards of the deck. We play it out. People just look at it and think it's fine. It never really gets denied or anything. So at the end of the turn you burst 5, it returns to your hand, and then you put any one of your opponent's battle cards to the bottom of the deck. So if they have anything that's threatening or a problem on the board, you remove it. It comes back to your hand, so it's still a Gogeta target in your hand, you haven't lost that. You put 5 in the drop, which is your Ape, your All Too Easy, and the next card, the Freezer as well, which you want in drop. And you got your Sparking online for Gogeta, so this literally sets everything off for the deck that you need. It's a really, really amazing card. 2 of the new Freezer, it's a barrier blocker, and for 3 you can play it from your drop. So when you burst this, it comes out from your drop and then you're untapping. It's a barrier blocker which your opponents can't remove. The amazing thing about this as well is because it's barrier, if you play against Baby, you can just keep recycling this, it doesn't get reduced, and then they just keep ramming their big ape into this and it keeps recurring, so they're never getting through you, and then you can just keep applying your own pressure with Gogeta and other cards, and they just lose from there.
Nice.
Counterplay cards. 3 Champ of the Trickster. We're playing the multicolor. It puts a 15 body on board as well, which keeps pushing the pressure out, which is our playstyle. We keep pressuring and then leaving energy on tap to counterplay.
Yep.
3 Frost Deadly Poison. Again, it's counterplay and multicolor. Really good.
Was 3 a good count?
Yeah, perfect. Because it's so expensive, it's only really live turn 1 to charge it, or like much later in the game.
Yeah.
So you don't want to be like clogging up with this.
So it's a nice turn 1 multicolored charge to set up the Beerus.
Yes, yeah. And it's not even just for the Beerus. If you go second, you can charge this, attack with the leader, untap it, then you can play Pan, swing, take a life, and yeah, you're just doing loads with it. 2 of the Gohans, another counterplay, untap, bounces cards, deals the problems, and again another 15k body on board to keep pressuring.
Yeah.
4 all cost Vegeta, another win condition, and our Gogeta target. Not much more to say about that, really.
It's that all cost.
1 Whis, Keeper of Universe 7. It's a barrier blocker. No, sorry, it's a barrier double strike. It comes out for 5 if you have 2 multicolor and energy. And once per turn for free, you can negate an attack on your leader. So you get a free negate every single turn. It's a barrier, so it's really hard to remove, and you can keep pressuring with double strike as well.
Yeah.
And technically it comes out for 3 because you pay 5, attack with your leader, untap 2, and then you can just completely shut down anything they're trying to aggress with.
Nice.
1 of the UI Goku. Only 1 because it is really expensive, so we may not have the 4 energy open even though we do untap. We still want to keep applying pressure. In the games where you have like 4 or 5 energy, you're probably going to be playing Gogeta, so this isn't going to be as live. But what makes it good, it's also another Gogeta target. So even if it is dead in hand, we can just dump it for Gogeta. So
Sure.
1 5-drop Gogeta. Space is really tight, so I couldn't find space for a second. But a lot of the time we just hardcast this for 5, draw 2, remove 2 cards, and then untap 2 with our leader, and we can counterplay anything that they play next.
With the one-offs, did you ever find that you burst them into the drop and then
sometimes, but like we have enough bombs in the deck to make up for it.
Okay.
So even if we burst, we're only bursting 5, and if we do hit like 1 or 2 bombs, it's fine. We have enough to make up for that. So.
Sure.
2 Hero Revived. This was originally 3, but we cut it for the Katara secrets.
Yeah.
So
which is searchable off Yamcha.
it is, yeah. So all these are searchable off the 2-drop Yamcha.
Not the Yamcha, the Trunks.
The Trunks, that's it, yeah, it does the same thing, yeah. So all these are searchable off the Trunks. This is a multicolor card as well, just in case you need it. And if the game does go really late and they try to put you low so you can't go Gogeta, this just wins out as soon as you play it.
Yeah.
And the last card was Mira, Assault from the Skies.
Okay, just an extra win con, yeah.
Absolutely amazing card, and it untaps during your opponent's turn, so you still have energy open for the counterplay. So like the main strategy and where you want to win with this deck is you either just want to be playing your stuff like the 2-drop Trunks, pressuring, untap, and then passing. So you're applying pressure on board, but your opponent can't play anything because you're attacking, then you're untapping and passing. So anything they play, you counterplay, put more bodies on board, and then keep attacking, and you're playing your cards and untapping every turn. So they can never get anything through because you're counterplaying all the stuff they're playing and still applying a crazy amount of pressure, and you're not really losing out that way. So that's how the main deck looks.
Yeah. I mean, you didn't come across anyone playing Borgus, right?
Nobody's playing Borgus at the moment. Nobody's expecting a deck that untaps it this much. Even if they did have Borgus, it's not that bad because our burst Goku, we burst 5, we put the Borgus to the bottom, it comes back to our hand. We've just removed the threat of Borgus and we've set up our drop and everything. So
nice.
It's not really that bad. We have ways to remove it, so it's fine. Side deck, 2 TN, it's just great for extra pressure against anything that's blue, including Janemba.
And the mirror?
Yeah, the mirror, which I definitely did not play all day. 1 Gaosu. The side deck space is tight, but this is really nice. If you play against Janemba, you can put your bombs back in the deck, like in the late game, so you're guaranteed to draw them. Or you could put a card from your opponent's drop into the deck, so if you play against Ramp, this can remove problem cards as well.
Yeah.
What's amazing with Ramp is that barrier blocker Freezer just keeps coming out, so you have the Whis Negate and 2 barrier blockers. They can never get through your defenses then. 2 Striving in the side. Anything that's aggro, the red matchups that are really aggro, this completely shuts them down. The new Jiren deck with the Gogeta, completely shuts that down, which you can just sit behind that and then you just control the game hard from there. 2 Kami, just in case you go against like vanilla or anything that goes really, really crazy.
This round, we have a draw playmat for you.
Okay, so 2 Kami.
Yeah, 2 Kami. Yeah, you can pay 2, bomb the field, swing with your leader, untap 2, and then you could play something like a Gogeta. They've got no field and 3 hand. It's really, really hard to come back from that.
Nice.
Heavenly Wizard. The reason why I went over this over a remote serious bomb is we can play it like slow and control.
Yeah.
But if they put like multiple bodies on the board, they can easily get around it with remote serious bomb. But we attack quite a lot in the early game with our pans and our leader, so it's much easier just to attack and then combo this. And then remove the threat, and then we can just play our stuff. So
Did you ever find that you got this too late though?
No, it was. If it gets to the late game, I win anyway because I can completely control the game with my counterplays and all of my energy. So the only way they'd win is by getting stuff off in the early game, and this stops that. So yeah, it's just perfect.
So once again, for our players, we have your round 3
for the extra bounce, just in case I come up against like apes or U6. So I've got the 4 super combos and this. So in theory, they shouldn't resolve it, but I didn't do so well on my stream. I didn't get enough, so yeah. But yeah, in theory, they shouldn't be able to resolve it with 6. 2 Dende for the ramp matchups. It's just such a good card against ramp. There's nothing more to say on that really. And then lastly, the Uneasy Alliance.
Is this the KTM card now?
Yeah, the KTM card. So for 2, you get to negate the attack, play a body, which again is more pressure, and you can bounce the 3 cost. If you want, you can return one of your own counterplays to hand and then use it again as more counterplay. Or, which is amazing, is like you can get rid of stuff like Digging Deep. They can't go into their big baby, or you can just remove like problem cards like that with this card.
Amazing, amazing. So, would you make any changes to the deck actually?
Any changes? Quite possibly. I wouldn't mind an extra one of these in the side. Like this is really, really good.
Yeah.
But as far as the main deck goes, it's really tight. I don't think there's anything I'd really change, to be honest. I mean, I want to experiment with the blue-green when the new stuff comes out, but at the moment the list just feels really, really solid, so there's not much I'd change.
What were your bad matchups? So I know you struggled against the U7 Freezer, was it?
Yeah, so I lost one match against the U7 Freezer because they just they kept having the Vegeta the Cruel for my burst. I couldn't burst. It was just all counterplay stuff, and then they played the 8-drop Freezer, so you can't play any cards or any effects without critting yourself. So they just sat on that, and I just couldn't really do anything against that, which kind of sucked. U6 with the apes teched in. That was really tough because they could just apply a lot of pressure, so I wouldn't mind finding space for my own Borgos to put in here, even though nobody's playing it. I think it's actually quite a good pull, so I'd try and find space for Borgos if I could. Maybe in the side, probably not in the main because space is really tight. But
well, I mean, after this, people will be signing Borgos anyway.
People
right?
will be signing Borgos, yeah, definitely. So Yeah, I think that's. I wouldn't mind finding a space for Borgos to help that matchup, but
Yeah.
ramp is okay because I have the big Whis and the barrier block of freezers. They have to get through 3 of those, all too easy and grave. There's like loads of ways to stop the attacks coming through. Yeah, and against red, we can just keep controlling up the match, so they can't get anything on board enough to kill us.
Nice. Well, congratulations once again.
Thank you.
Amazing. Soul Striker. No one believed it. No one believed you. We were all...
Yeah, everybody said, don't play it, it's bad. I have faith.
Right, well, congratulations.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for the profile. And S for Soul Striker.
Thank you.